Hey everybody, Grr-Must-Errd Gaming here. I've got a quick video on how to create more energy cells. For that, we're going to need crystallized charges, which we're going to make out of Zonaite. So I have a farming run for the Zonaite. Regular and then large. You don't get a ton of large, but you get a good amount of the regular, and then I go to two different places to buy the crystallized charges. We'll go through all that, and we will show you how to increase your energy cells. I've been running this farm. It's the best one I've found so far. Anytime you run around in the depths is pretty good, but I do like this one. So I am here by Tarrytown. I'm at the home, which is right beside the Rasatakawak Shrine. You want to go in through this chasm in East Akala Plains, and then once you're in the depths, you might want to get this light route first, so you have this area, but you're not going to have a light route for here until you actually run the farming loop, which is the peninsula underground, and you get the Kimimag light route. That will expose this so you can see it, which makes it much easier. So once you drop in here, you got to get yourself to here, and then you're going to run through this. Now, what I did when I did this is I actually switched my map to the ground, the surface map, and then what happens is your mini-map will stay as the surface map. So if I go to depths, and I back out, you see how my mini-map is still the depths. So that's why when you're in the depths, you're going to want to set your mini-map to surface, and then that way, as you're navigating through the peninsula, the Rift Peninsula, you'll see the outline of the land and be able to just kind of follow that. So once you've finished your first run and you get there, you get to the center, you get the light route, there's a chest with a gear item in there, which isn't what we're concerned about. You will then use it as a farming. Every time the blood red moon, you can come back, you can go to the shrine, and then you run it backwards. And essentially, once you hit here and clear out the last little chunk of bokoblins that are mining some Zonaite, you're done. I am going to travel here now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the first little bit, and then I'm going to break this up so you don't have to watch the whole run. And then at the end, I will show you what I've pulled for Zonaite and just quickly talk about what to do from there. So this is the farming run I've been using to increase my energy, and I have been finding it very helpful. So once you're in Kimimag, these guys are important. These are as important as mining the ore, because every time you kill these guys, they drop 2 or 3 pieces, and they'll drop bright seeds also, which you can sell. Come on, guys. I like my bow and arrow. I find it quite efficient for taking these guys out. Again, we're getting a couple for each. We started about 140 Zonaite, and we'll see what I'm at the end, and that will let you know how many you're pulling. I think it takes about 140 Zonaite to buy what you need for a large crystallized shard. You also, every time you come back after the blood moon, you'll get a grand Poe and a large Poe here. So that's 25. And you just want to run around and get all these guys. Now, there's a straggler up here. If you want, take him out. I recommend it. Like, you're here for a reason. You got the tools to make this move pretty quick. The only part that's a bit challenging about this is the combat, especially as you're moving through this game a bit more. You'll face tougher enemies and a lot of the skelly bokoblins and other guys come out of the ground and randomly attack you. So you want to be able to deal with those guys. You want weapons. You want to make sure you've got food cooked that essentially helps protect and remove the effect of gloom. And yeah, here we go. So we'll do more now. And use this guy up. Even more. These guys just keep coming. So we're not even out of the first area. We've already made almost, what, 20? Roughly 20 Zonaite, which is really good in my opinion, because you've got quite a chunk to run. Doing the fire temple first actually really helps. I like using this guy to break, yeah, that guy dropped. Oh, these guys, yeah, these guys always pop. you're going to face a lot of enemies. You're going to face some actually fairly tough enemies, nothing too crazy. You got to be smart. You definitely want to save scum at points, especially if you're getting low on hearts. You can just approach the encounter differently so you don't have to keep leaving. Yeah, these guys. And again, let's take a look. What do we got dropped here? So the resources are always handy. And sometimes, yes, all enemies down here will drop some Zonaite, which again is why we're here. We are running a farm. Now, I don't know if you've unlocked this guy. You get him by doing the Fire Temple. I find him very useful. It seems so far they've done great with all the skills. So as you can see, we've approached our first cluster, and we have a good amount of Zonaite popping out of that. And just ahead, we can see some more of the, what are these little critters again? Use the camera. Little procs. So the little proxes, again, great for just dropping a couple pieces of material. Super easy to kill. Like, this game sheds arrows like crazy. Not many Poes down here, so this isn't a Poe farming location. But if you know anything about the depths, then there's Poes everywhere. You don't really have to worry about it. More little procs. Zonaite for every one of those. Make sure you're checking any corners and stuff like that. There we go. Yes. These guys are everywhere. They're so easy to kill. This is almost why the run is a farming run for me, because I find it quicker to just shoot a couple arrows at those guys and you just pick up what you got. Pose. Okay. This stuff. Great. I like him for this. Like, it's pretty quick too if you just make sure you got yourself a rock breaker weapon, something fused with a boulder or just even a stone. I don't think I currently have anything really. I got this guy, which is a little savage, but I just use him to save weapon durability, and he respawns so quick. You do need to be aware of where the stuff goes flying when you're using him, because it can get a bit of range. Alright. And here we have our first enemy camp. So I'm going to clear this one, and then I'll see you guys at the end. So I'm now spawning the silver bokoblins, so they're fairly tough, and these guys can be real dicks. So pull these guys over. Oh, there we go. I will use the Master Sword. The guy from... He's super useful, and it seems like his attacks are more overpowered. You can see that this silver bokoblin I'm fighting has a backpack full of Zonaite too. So again, extra shards. You got the right weapons, these guys aren't too much trouble. And Master Sword's dying, but that's okay. So, again, see, they're all dropping at least one piece of Zonaite. Then this guy, you get their horns and everything else. And just up here, we've got more deposits. Okay, so, shoot our buddy at this stuff. And you gotta watch out, because like when you shoot this stuff, if you're using him or you're using arrows, like, the Zonaite can go flying, and you do want to get all the Zonaite you can, because it's why you're here. You want to get your batteries increased so you can make awesome flying machines, shooting machines, killing machines, all kinds of good stuff. What do we got? Those arrows, important. Pick this up. Alright, so, I'm going to cut out a chunk of the run, and then I will see you at the end. It's obviously very straightforward. You can see how far I've come. I've already harvested how much Zonaite, so we will see the tally when I get all the way to the end, I'm going to do a quick save, because I saved multiple times, because if you run into a situation where somehow an enemy gets an upper hand or anything like that, you just reload and then run up from there and use different tactics or whatever you need. Okay, we will see you guys in a second at the end, and we'll have a count. Okay, so we're midway in the run, and if you can take a look here, we're just kind of hit the next open area. I'm going to grab this Zonaite here, and you can see we've got a couple large chunks dropped, so you do get some large out of this. You don't get quite as much. It's really good, though. Okay, these guys are killing. So anyway, we hit midway in the run, so it's not too bad. I've pulled it midway. I've pulled 100 Zonaite, so that is a fairly decent amount. And from here, I'm going to pause up again. We'll finish the run. I got my next enemy camp too, so I'm going to save so that when I have to fight these guys here, I have a safe point to reload in case they, you know, get carried away or get the drop on me. Okay. Okay, here we are. I'm coming out the end of the run. We just got this little mining camp here to finish off, and then we're done. We'll start this off with a bang here. Send our buddy in to lead the charge. You gotta be careful. I believe there's an armored, so you want to hit that armored guy with him. Pop him. This guy is a real pain in the butt. This is why. There we go. So this guy's super useful for these two, because as you can see, you shred off all the time. Alright, down to one enemy. I got my backup. Pretty good. Silver. It's not a weak guy. That was my soldier spear. Yeah, let's use this one. I'm one hit away. As you can see through that whole run, I ended up down to 2 stars left, and essentially could potentially have lost that if I took another hit. Those guys weren't exactly the weakest enemies. Grab the last of this. So I'm at 306 right now. I went in with like 140. So that run took me probably roughly maybe 20 minutes, I'd say. Not too bad. So that is where you go to get Zonaite. Now, I am going to make a follow-up video to this. The next video is going to essentially tell you about how to make the energy well. I call them energy well, but the batteries, energy charge, energy cells, using the crystallized charge. So tune in for that. For a quick little rundown on how that's going to go, though, this is one of the spots. So if you go right out through here and you continue across, once you get this light open, it's a lot better. This is the kind of the one you want to illuminate. Abandoned Terry Mine. So Terry Mine has a forge construct. Forge constructs are where you want to go in order to buy the crystallized charges. So I will have another video uploaded right quick here. Anyways, that was a pretty quick run. This video is clocking in at about 15 minutes, not bad. It's where I come to farm my Zonaite. I feel like you come out of it with a very good amount. You basically get like 150 pieces roughly, which is good. And you need about 160 to buy 60 crystallized charges. And then if you get essentially like 3 or so large, you can get another 20. So you're pretty close to the 100 needed to get a battery cell, and I'm always coming in with a bit extra, so I always tend to have enough to get like at least one energy cell for the battery. And I highly recommend, before you come in here and you do all this, if you've watched this far, cook yourself some gloom stuff so that you can get those hearts back. If you are having trouble fighting the enemies in there, they're not that bad. If you got decent weapons, you're good to go. But yeah, and all you need to do to make gloom is just make sure you've got some of the... Oh, it's up at the top. Make sure you've got some of these flowers here. Sundelions. You can usually pick them on any of the Sky Islands. They're fairly abundant. You just put one in with, like, say, a Hyrule herb and an apple or a Himalayan mushroom, and you get a few hearts back, and you can remove some of the gloom effect. Also, I'm not wearing it because I don't really need to, but I have found and do use, when I'm down here for a bit, the gloom resist set, which is right here, which I've upgraded at a fairy already, so it's got a little bit better of defense, and it's useful. I haven't found the full set yet. I will eventually get to that. This game is impossible to find everything. Anyways, we're going to finish this off. Check out my other video on how to convert your Zonaite into crystallized charges and how to increase your battery capacity. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Grr-Must-Errd Gaming. Don't forget to crush that like button. Smash the subscribe. Come back around. We're going to have more content for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Adios.